Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ya.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam wabarakatuh.
Thank you. Is there any problem? Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Our webinar will begin. Please have a nice seat. Thank you very much for preparing yourself to join our webinar. Now, we are joined in room 1, which consists of participants from parallel room 1 to parallel room 7. Good afternoon to you all. Her Excellency, the Dean of Animal Science Faculty, Jenderal Sudirman University, Professor Ismoyawati, and respectable Head of Animal Science and Food Technology Conference Committee, Mr. Moh Sugiarto, PhD. The honorable invited speakers, Professor Suyadi from Brawijaya University, and then second speaker, Professor Edi Kurnianto from Diponegoro University, and the third associate, Professor Ibu Triana Setiawardani from Jenderal Sudirman University. And thank you for all participants of this virtual conference. Thank you for joining today's webinar. Let me introduce myself. I am Komsiato Nurul Hidayah as moderator of Room 1 on this virtual conference. I'm very pleased to see you here and welcome of you. This conference is conducted by Animal Science Faculty of Jenderal Sudirman University and supported by some institution on animal science and technology. The theme of this second conference is Advancing Animal Production System and for Rural Development and Environment Sustainability. Okay, now here in room 1, we have 3 speakers who will share for us some informative and interesting topic about the main developments of animal science and food technology. On this session, we will discuss about the animal science improvement on breeding, reproduction biotechnology, and also we will talk about animal production, that is milk processing technology development. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we will start for the first speaker today, who is Prof. Suyadi or Prof. Edi, ya? Prof. Suyadi.
Yeah. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Good.
Prof. Suyadi. First, I will read about some expertise from Dr. Prof. Suyadi, who has research expertise in reproduction and animal breeding, technology reproduction of livestock, and molecular genetic of livestock. Here, Prof. Suyadi will present to us about how is the reproduction performance expression in domestic animals controlled by genetic mechanism. Before we begin, Prof. Suyadi, I will explain about the Prof. Suyadi education background and current appointment. Prof. Suyadi is the chair of Animal Genomic and Proteomic Research Group, Animal Science, Brawijaya University, and he is the Dean of Faculty of Animal Husbandry, Brawijaya University, and the head of doctoral program, Animal Science, and his education background, he has received his bachelor degree in Faculty of Animal Science, and then continue to got master program and doctoral program in reproduction and animal breeding, University of Göttingen, and for the postdoc, he studied at Animal Genetic and Breeding, University of Martin Luther Hale, Wittenberg. So before the presentation begin, let me explain about the regulation, how this virtual conference will be going on. The presentation will be delivered by each speakers around 20 to 30 minutes. While the presentation, all of you can participate or asking the question by writing on chat or raise hand by clicking the raise hand feature. And then after all speakers have present their slide, I will open for the question and answer time. And for Prof. Suyadi, if you want to address the slide, you can prepare to show or we prepare for you. Now, allow me to welcome the speaker, His Excellency, Prof. Suyadi, to deliver his presentation. Please join me. Welcome. The time is yours, Prof. Suyadi.
Thank you very much for the moderator. This very thank and very happy today for me because the committee joined me in this international conference, this very valuable event today. And please let me to show and present my PowerPoint. Okay, thank you. We want to learn together about the mechanism of reproduction that's controlled by genetic molecular genetics. I am from Brawijaya University in Malang City, East Java. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this is very good to learn together about the scope of science in the animal livestock sciences. Reproduction I put as the core of the science in the animal science or in the breeding program. So as the breeding as the core of the science, look at here in the circle here, reproduction and breeding I put in the center, and then housing and system, feed and nutrition, most outer socioeconomics, agribusiness marketing, and the others is animal productive hydrology. As the core of the science in the animal production or animal farming, reproduction has main 6 key functions. The first, to ensure the existence of species, that means produce the new or young generation. Without any success of this process, that means the generation or species will be distinctive and even until stop. And the second is to increase the population size in the livestock breeding and farming. That means reproduction has the main role in the increasing of the population size. Without success of reproduction success or process, that means there is no increase in the population size. The third, to increase the variability to allow the selection. That means the genetic improvement can be achieved when there is some variability and also in large population size. Fourth, to possible for improving genetic quality. That means through the mating, crossing, and artificial insemination and increasing or improving population size, we have possibility to improve the genetic quality. And 5, to possible producing new breed. That means by crossing, by programmed breeding and so on, we can produce new breed, new strain, new line, and so on. And 6, determining sustainable farm or not. That means actually this reproduction has a key role in the determining the farming is benefit or profit or not. Yeah. So reproduction is actually a very, very complex mechanism. Like this one, for example, I show you here from the individual or in the body of the animal from the genetic breed. That means each individual animal has the individual or specific genetic or breed. And then this genetic of breed as the base of the model, model as the capital, base capital for the animal to grow, to develop, and so on. And then after that, the physiological status, and then biochemical body conformation or body performance, hormonal function, and the end is reproductive expression. So when we look at outside of the body, there are many factors influencing this mechanism in the body, like the nutrition, environment, disease or healthy, and also the others management. This all factors interact each other and become and influence the physiological, biochemical, and to produce body conformation, and also ensure the hormonal or normal or not normal hormonal function and mechanism in the body, and the end result is reproductive expression. Many factors involved in the regulating reproduction traits, like that's the classic, I think the classic dogma. Phenotypic or reproduction equal the genetic factor and plus environment factor and interaction between genetic and environment factor. So like this one, for example, the expression of gene in the nucleus, our cell nucleus, and then also actually as the expression of the some factor, and then the DNA in the chromosome encoding the specific action and so on. So as the result is also the phenotypic, visible phenotypic or measure. And then the other, like in the slide before, hormonal mechanism in the controlling reproductive activity and process also very complex. And also, for example, in this one, in the left picture, we see here the structure of the ovarium. Ovarium is actually the center of the whole activity of reproduction. So that's very important things. When we study of the reproduction, please also study in the ovarian activity and ovarian status. And in the literature, many genes are classified or are explored that's influencing the mechanism of the ovarian activity, like this one, many genes. But actually, this all of the genes is centered to the main axis of the gonadal of the hormonal axis synthesis and secretion. We know that the hormonal secretion, synthesis and secretion, not far from this axis. Hypothalamic, pituitary glands, and also gonads, and in the female also there is uterus or uterine produce PGF2 alpha. So this is the central hormone. Actually, from the hypothalamus produce generates stimulate pituitary gland to produce LH and FSH, and then stimulate the activity of the ovary. This is the main hormonal action. And also like this one, this is the, for example, the hypothalamus, and then produce in the GnRH and FSH and so on, like before. this is actually the very interesting picture and illustration about the recruitment, selection, and growth or development of follicle. As I said before, that ovarium is the central activity of the reproduction. So at the beginning, the pool of primordial follicle is recruited naturally, and then developed to the committed follicle and selected follicle. After that, this follicle growing is dependent to the gonadotropin, like the gonadotropin releasing hormone FSH and LH also. So the level of gonadotropin hormone influence also the success of the follicle development in the ovary. And this one, there is the competitive growth or competitive development in this one, because there is the other hormone outside the FSH and LH, there is the other hormone inhibin. So inhibin has the three paths of the secretion or action, that is the autocrine, paracrine, and S-endocrine. So this is the very good mechanism, and we can learn more from this phenomenon. And we know that the FSH, LH, and GnRH are the peptides hormones, and the other is like the estrogen produced by the large follicle, is classified as the steroid hormone. So what I mean here is has a consequence for the encoding, genetic encoding or DNA encoding, or the mechanism of the genetic control. Here is the male in the male animals, similar to the female. That also there is excess hormonal excess, this one from hypothalamus, and then anteropituitary, and then gonad, and gonad. The gonad is not ovary but testis in this case in the male animal. But here LH act on the interstitial cells to produce testosterone, and this regulate to the animal behavior, spermatogenesis, and so on, and secondary sexual characteristic. And the other FSH stimulate the Sertoli cell, and also Sertoli cell, and then stimulate the spermatogenesis, and the other also secretes inhibin. That is, inhibin is also the very important hormones. Inhibin is included in the peptides hormone, and in the literature that is very determinant for the spermatogenesis. That means also for the semen volume per ejaculate, also for the quality of the quality of the sperm. Yeah. The common variable for identifying the dam and bulls mostly are regulated by hormone, like the age at the this is the female and this is in the male. And the female, for example, the common variable like the age at the first mating, age at the first giving birth or partus, cervix per conception, days open, conception rate, calving interval, embryonic, fetal death, dystocia, and so on. And also in the male, for example, physical appearance, scrotal circumference, libido, semen production, quality, and so on. So not all of these variables are controlled directly by hormone. Not all, because sometimes it's more dominantly affected by management, by nutrition, by and so on, and by climate, microclimate, and so on. So I try to to construct this chart to express how is the large factor influence the reproductive performance or reproductive behavior and also reproductive efficiency in the animal farming. So generally can be divided into two factors. That is the internal factor and the others external factors. In the internal factor like the genetic, anatomic, physiology, and so on. External factor like the farm skill, microclimate, feed nutrition, housing system, environment, and so on. How is the trait is expressed? The trait is expressed through the very complexity mechanism. There is automatically, and of course, there are many types of communication: cell-to-cell communication, cell-to-cell regulation, cell-to-cell and tissue and organ organization, cell-to-cell tissue and organ networking, cell-to-cell to tissue to organ functionation, and so on. So that is the very complex. That's from chain in the nucleus, DNA, and then to the cell, and the cell to the tissues, to the organ, and expressed in the visible characteristic. And the other, the researchers have studied about how can we improve the accuracy of the selection, especially for the reproductive traits. And then many heritability value has been reported for the reproductive traits. All of them, almost of them, are in the value of low. For example, age at first calving and so on. Yeah, that is in the female. And also in lamb, most of them also low. This except in the total litter weight at the birth, yeah, that is quite at the medium values. And also heritability of the semental pools, for example, that is also in the low value of almost of the all traits. And also there is the medium or from low to maximum, the medium value heritability and genetic correlation between the reproductive parameters. What's the mean this one? This one, that mean the selection based on the genetic value is quite low accuracy. Why? Because the most expression of the reproduction is influenced by the outside of the genes. But here, quite interesting here, for example, heritability of semen volume indicator when the environment is changed. Here, heritability value, when we change the environment, is also fluctuative pattern. So the fluctuative pattern. What I mean here is actually the heritability value is composite between genetic aspects and also an environment aspect. So that means the heritability value is fluctuative according also to the environment. In this case, that means actually the selection based on the heritability value of the reproductive traits remains some problem. Yeah. And then we want to learn to study the performance expression regulation by the more deeply in the aspect of the mechanism, that is the DNA mechanism in the cell nuclei. So this from DNA to the protein. That means actually all the expression in the body regulated by the protein, yeah, protein and other hormones. But actually, also we know that the general types of hormone can be classified into peptides and steroid and the other actually, and the peptides hormone is regulated directly to the and encoded directly to by the DNA, and steroid is actually not directly encoded by DNA. Why? Because only the peptide or protein secretion is encoded by the DNA. But we know that all the hormone have the receptor, and this receptor is actually the protein structure. That means we can approach from the steroid hormone by approaching the receptor, hormone receptor, like for example, estrogen receptor, progesterone receptor, and so on. So that means not all of the thread is regulated directly by gene. Yeah. This is the classification of the hormone, of the hormone. This is a primary hormone and also a secondary hormone. Chemical structure like the protein, steroid, fatty acid, and modified amino acid. This protein and polypeptides hormone is directly regulated by the genes. Not all hormone synthesis is directly encoded by genes. Like this one.
Prof. Suyadi, you have 5 minutes left.
Okay, thank you very much. Now we come to some gene regulating the male reproduction. In the male reproduction, the process of reproduction from the male sex determination, like the SRY genes, and encode the high mobility group and so on. And the other is very important, androgen receptor hormone, estrogen receptor hormone in the male, not in the female. And the other is relaxin, generis. We know that generis is the polypeptide hormone. And here is inhibin. Inhibin, I said before that inhibin is very important regulating in the spermatogenesis and also the semen production. Here's our results. It is very interesting. This research actually we want to search the similarity between the high pool in the and evaluated and certified pool in the BBIB and artificial center and in the field. And we know that from the some mutation we can identify, we can find what's actually the real most similar to the qualified and merit pool in the artificial center. That is our research. How is in the female? In the female also more complexes because more steps, mechanism in the female than in the male. So the gene regulating in the female reproduction is actually from the ovulation is found about 11 genes in the ovarian cystic ovarian, about 22 genes and silent heat, luteal regression, gestation problems, embryo development, implantation of embryo, dystocia, retain placenta. This all have relation to the change. At the end, for the concluding remarks, reproduction is the determinant factors in the breeding and farming program. And reproduction is regulated by complex factors from gene, cell, physiological status of animal until environment, feed, and management. Reproduction process is dominantly regulated by reproductive hormone. Some of them is directly regulated by genetic material like the DNA, RNA, for peptide hormone, and some are associated with the change in the for the hormone receptor like the steroid hormones. Accurate and simple technique for searching genetic marker that showing the close association with the reproductive performance urgently needed, because our finding can detect or identify the marker for the excellent or for the superiority of the whole. Thank you very much for attention and for moderator. I give back this time. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Suyadi, for giving us such informative and interesting presentation from the expert in animal reproduction. And for the next presenter, we have Professor Edi Kurnianto from Faculty of Animal Agriculture Science, Diponegoro University. His current appointment is Editor-in-Chief, Journal of Indonesian Tropical Animal Agriculture, which include to Scopus and Q3, Chair of Professor Board of Diponegoro University, Chairman of the Senate of Faculty of Animal Husbandry and Agriculture, Diponegoro University. He is one of my teacher when I get graduate, and then Professor Edi got his bachelor degree in Faculty of Animal Science, Institut Pertanian Bogor, then continue to graduate school and Faculty of Agriculture, University of the Ryukyu, Japan. Then he got PhD in bioproduction, major in animal breeding, the United Graduate School of Agriculture, Science, Kagoshima University, Japan. Then Professor Edi Kurnianto became the member of Japanese Association of Laboratory Animal Science since 1998 and the Asian Australian Association of Animal Production Society since 1998. Now, without further ado, I'd like to give the time to Professor Edi Kurnianto to present the slide. Okay, Prof. Edi, silakan.
All members, the conference committee, all speakers, all participants, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
First of all, thanks God, we are still given health favor. May God always bless us and protect us from all plagues. I would like to say thank you to Dean of the Faculty of Animal Sciences, Jenderal Sudirman University, Prof. Ismail-Yawati, and then committee member, especially Dr. Muhammad Gerto and Dr. Yuni Sumarmono, let me to be an invited speaker at the second Animal Science and Food Technology Conference today. I asked to present matters related to the local livestock and effort to increase population and productivity. Of course, the productivity of this local livestock is maintained for achieving food security, and it can help meet the national animal protein needs. My talk today is genetic quality of local livestock for achieving food security. Next slide, please. I think you know that Indonesia has a lot of local livestock, more than 61 breeds that have been recognized by Minister of Agriculture. For example, in Central Java, there are minimum 8 breeds of various commodities of animal. Those are Jebres cattle, Kecebong goats in Purbalingga, Dombos and Dombat in Wonosobo, Tegal, Magelang, and Pingging ducks, and Kedu chickens. And then, for example, in the West Java has 8 breeds, 2 sheep, 1 cattle, 3 ducks, and 2 chicken. Yeah. East Java has 6 breeds. In Asian of Indonesia, for example, in Maluku Island, has 1 laker goats, 1 kisser sheep, and 1 moa buffalo. That is, for example. All breed nature is handling in order not to experience of decline in the population and productivity. There are ways of the extension, of course, so there should be a joint responsibility between government, concerned parties, and community or farmers. Furthermore, handling local livestock is intended to prevent it from becoming extinct. Please, the next slide. Yeah. Animal genetic resources, here refers to as AGR, are animal or their genetic material, but not including fish or their genetic material, which contain units that function as carriers hereditary traits, both with actual and potential value, which can be used to create breed. We should know the differences about origin, local, and introduce or exotic genetic resources. It has been stated in the government regulation of the Republic of Indonesia, number 48 of 2011, that original livestock genetic resources is livestock genetic resources originated purely from Indonesia. We have an ancestor of the several local livestock. The local livestock, for example, Bali cattle, Madura cattle, Jabres, and so on. The ancestor of this breed is Banteng or Bos Sundaikes. Many studies reported that several local breeds and so on are from Banteng. This is very important to be studied and to be perfected in order to increase population and their productivity. And then the local livestock genetic resources is livestock genetic resources resulting from a cross or introduction that have been adapted and reproduced in their environment. Meanwhile, introduction or introduced or exotic livestock is livestock from abroad, either already or that has not been proven to adapt to the environment in Indonesia. Livestock breed is a good a group of livestock which has distinctive phenotypic characteristic, and this characteristic can be inherited to their offspring. Furthermore, a livestock line is a group of individual livestock in one family which has certain characteristics which are used for breeding or breeding purpose. Next, please. Yeah. We can see here that the diversity of the individuals and species begin with the diversity of the gene or DNA. Over time, there have been many breeds that survive in a particular area. This is, of course, what causes a country like Indonesia to have a lot of livestock diversity. Next slide, please. Yeah, the problem of decreasing of the breed the livestock. Firstly, excessive exploitation without paying attention to its existence. For example, the case of the slaughtering productive female. This is implies because there are still cases of the slaughtering productive female. We check that case in the field, and there was case about slaughtering productive female. This is a concern. Secondly, government policies related to the livestock import restriction that lead to excessive slaughtering or native or local livestock to meet the need of meat. We have to be aware there are times when the government open the import, there are times when it will reduce import. This is related to the domestic need, of course. Thirdly, little or no livestock conservation and development policies. If the domestic demand for meat increase while there are problems in import, of course, there is a tendency to slaughter local livestock. Here, the conversation, for example, in situ or ex situ is an important effort to even increase the population. For export of the native or local livestock, which are categorized as a high-grade category, that only because of target regional income. Yeah, this is took place several years ago. The highest quality animal is exported to the other country. So there is the problem in the domestic in Indonesia. 5. Fulfillment of the farmer's wishes into breeding livestock using introduction breed based on reproductive technology. For example, artificial insemination. We should give appreciation to the farmers who always maintain the existence of the local livestock. They refuse to meet a local cost with the introduced breed because once a mating is done, then the purity of the local livestock blood is lost. It will become to return to its original state. 6. Natural disaster. Disasters are often beyond our control, so we don't know what happened. It may because decline the existence of the animal. Please, We can see the livestock commodities and the number of the breeds that has been determined by the Minister of Agriculture. Yeah. For example, sheep, yeah, minimum 7, goat 10, cattle 11, buffalo, horse, duck. I'm sorry, yeah, ayam, yeah, chicken. Yeah. So in Indonesia, there are minimum 61 breed that have been recognized by the Ministry of Agriculture. Next, please. Yeah, about conservation, an integration of the local animal and introduced animal will be beneficial to breeding between those animals for create a new breed. When kept as live animal, more than one location is needed. As I said before, that Indonesia has many species of like livestock, both ruminant and non-ruminant. The effort of research workers from both research institutes or universities are continuously made to maintain the existence of the existing livestock and to seek recognition of the new breeds of livestock. We can see the Ongol breed of the Kebumen, or Ongol breed of the Rembang, or black cattle of Sragen are crossbreed from crossbreeding in several years ago. But the pure breed of the local should be maintained. This breed are favored for farmers in the area. Yeah, for example, Ongol breed from Kebumen or from Rembang, so that it can develop properly. Of course, it is useful from the economic side of family. Yeah. Next, please. Participants, we can hear that there are components, for example, government, university, or research center, private or concerning parties, and community breeding is responsible to maintain and increase the productivity. Yeah. Livestock conservation must be conducted within the livestock open environment. A sufficient population size for its genotype is necessary. It has been known that the preserved genotype will always be the result of the combined effect of genetical and environment variables, the latter being peculiar to the breeding environment. The breeding environment where the livestock has involved or environment that are thought to be similar with the original one will enable them to live and reproduce.
Ecosystems is not representative of the full range we once
Next, please.
had. Land cover continues to reduce. 71,000 hectares
Excuse me, Mr. Pambudi.
native forests was
No,
lost.
you have to unmute. Nah, you have to mute. Yeah. Okay. Okay, you can continue, Prof. Edi.
Okay, thank you. One way to conserve the genetic resources of the livestock is by conservation of the individual, either in situ or ex situ. In situ conservation or on-farm conservation might be the appropriate way for local animal to be conserved where a big population are raised by the farmer in their own environment. The most effective on-farm conservation is that which is national promote and combine element of existing national program. A local livestock breeding program is basically no different from a typical livestock breeding program. So to achieve success in the livestock improvement program, at least 4 components must be fulfilled. Next, please. Yeah. The important thing in the program, animal breeding program, is the data recording system. In many textbooks, we can read that recording is the backbone in the animal enterprises. So this is very, very important before we start the animal program. For example, to increase genetic quality in the animal breeding program. And then the second, a method that to estimate the breeding value. Yeah. In Salkin's program, we have 2 individual breeding value, so we can select which the animal showing the highest productivity or the highest in the genetic quality. So the second is method and tool to estimate the value of breeding. Third, a system for evaluating livestock to be used as parent to produce the next generation through selection and mating system. Yeah. And then the 4, structure to transfer genetic advantage from the breeding population to the production population. Yeah, so scope of the use, that is very important. Livestock genetic resources and breeding arrangement is aimed to guarantee the preservation and use in a sustainable manner. Then ensuring the maximum and sustainability availability of qualified gram pulse or plasma nufta and sorry. Yeah. The third is providing data on genetic resources of livestock. So we have to have quantitative genetic and molecular genetic if we want to increase the genetic quality because the genetic selection program, we have to select which one the animal showing the good performance. Yeah. Please, yeah, next please. Yeah, we can see here that testimony because last 7 years, I and the team have research in Kabupaten Purbalingga or Purbalingga Regencies, how to increase the kejobong good. Yeah, this is has been recognized by Minister of Agriculture as the new breed in Indonesia. Yeah, the important thing is how to empower, yeah, empowering farmers group, and then empowering concerned parties. Yeah, in concerned parties, we can see here that 1 local government, 2 university, 3 research center, or 4 private institution. If we can empower 2 component, farmer and concerned parties, so we can improve the population and the productivity of the local animal. In this case is kejobong good. Yeah. So until today, we have cooperation with other parties how to improve the Kejabung Good in Kabupaten Purbalingga. This is the example or testimony and the how to improve quality genetic and performance. Next, please. Improving genetic quality, development of the technology could sink in the decline of the diversity, especially in correct use of the technology. For example, the use of the artificial insemination using frozen semen of introduction breed to native or local livestock, leading to the performance of this native livestock. The awareness of the significance of the conservation of the sustainable use of the AGR or animal genetic resources is often limited in the policy level. Breeding can be implemented if the limited population is breeding to increase the population, conducting selection to select a good performance and high productivity of livestock. If the diversity decrease, then mating with other animals that are not related is to increase the diversity so that selection can be carried out again. And then in situ conservation. The last is development of the conservation and livestock conservation or ex situ. And then the requirement of the improving genetic quality, this requirement is very, very important. I said before that data recording for qualitative and quantitative, it is main requirement. And then molecular data, for example, blood plasma gene or DNA. The third, data analysis regarding molecular gene expression to the phenotype. The four controls mating system within breeds. Of course, we have to protect, we have to, we cannot use inbreeding because inbreeding can reduce the performance. The last is the selection program for obtaining good livestock having high productivity. So we can see here there are three ways how to improve genetic quality. The first is artificial insemination, and then embryo transfer, and the third is separation technology of X and Y spermatozoa. So please, Talking about animal product and nutrition need, we can see that Regulation Minister of Health of the Republic of Indonesia, number 28, 218, concerning the recommended nutrition adequate rate, then the protein need that should be met for the people in Indonesia per capita per day. For men are 50 to 75 gram, and women are 55 to 65 gram. During the last 5 years, the national consumption of the breed per capita has reached 2.6 kilogram per year or 2.12 gram per day, in which it was 64% supplied locally, equivalent to 0.5 live cows. Yeah, it is in million, while 36% are imported, equivalent to 1.5 million livestock. So we can see in the, for example, BPS, Badan Statistikal Nasional, per year we still import about around 100,000. So it's very many imported animal life. So the domestic animal population productivity should be increased because of still many importation. This is a table. For example, the nutrition adequate for people in Indonesia. This is, for example, in protein for male, we can see here. We can see here that 65, 50 to 70 gram. I said before. And in female, this is for 10 years old to 80 years, about 60 gram per day. Next, please. Before conclusion, I have to say here that the breeding be implemented. If the limited population should be increased for the productivity. So the conclusion, when the genetic diversity of the Indonesian local livestock is found, many breeds in Indonesia, to maintain its existence, so conservation and development effort are needed. And the last 3, height, performance, and genetic quality are used to help meet the public nutrition and food safety. I think it's enough. So please, moderator, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Prof. Edi Kurnianto, for the interesting presentation. Hope it can encourage us to study more about improving genetic quality. And then for all participants, I like to remind you for write up or type and chat box if you want to ask some question for the speakers, or you also can ask by leave question by raise hand later and at QA time. And then, well, ladies and gentlemen, here we have the most beautiful speakers. Associate Professor Ibu Triana Setiawardani. Her current appointment is become head of Department of Animal Science. It's my boss. And Food in Nutrition and Health Research Center, Institute of Research and Community Service, Jenderal Sudirman University. Then Ibu Triana Setiawardani took bachelor degree on Faculty of Animal Science, Jenderal Sudirman, then continue to Food Science Technology, Gajah Mada University for master, and Food Science for doctoral program at the same university. And I'm proudly tell you that Ibu Triana has big achievement for intellectual property in making goat's milk cottage cheese with an intellectual probiotic starter. In 2019, and the composition of the raw material for kefir uses a mixture of cow colostrum and cow's milk with a certain ratio in 2020. Now, allow me to welcome the speaker for Ibu Triana Setiawardani deliver her presentation. Ibu Triana, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Komsi, as a moderator. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for having me today. Today, I would present about the food topic. My topic is slightly different from previous speaker, I think. Okay, the food topic, namely cheese. As you know, cheese is one of the most popular food in the world, including Indonesia. Cheese has a salty and savory taste, and I think cheese is almost liked by everyone, especially children. And as you know, cheese has the higher calcium and protein content, including healthy food. Okay. Okay, I share about my presentation. Okay. The title of my presentation, cheese made of different material, is the simple topic, I think, and me, Triana Setiawardani, Animal Science Faculty, Jenderal Sudirman University. The background of my topic is to investigate the effect of different raw material and additional ingredient in cheese. And the second, to explore the development of functional food, namely cheese made of Indonesian local material. And the topic is described is my research that has been done since 10 years ago up to now, and I still ongoing with the topic of herbal cheese. My research is a multi-years process research and founded by the RPM. Okay, the next slide. As you know, a lot of kind of cheese in the world, and the topics I discuss about the three kind of topic. First, probiotic cheese. Probiotic cheese in my research made from goat milk plus indigenous probiotic from goat milk, namely Lactobacillus plantarum TW40 and Lactobacillus rhamnosus TW2. And the second, colostrum cheese. Colostrum cheese made from whole milk with or without additional colostrum. And the third, herb cheese. Herb cheese made from full or low fat milk plus herbal leaf extra, namely Sisyphus, moringa, and syzygium. Okay, first, a probiotic cheese. Probiotic cheese is a functional food using bacteria as a starter. Bacteria is called a probiotic after a serious research from identification in vitro and in vivo studies. The probiotic cheese in this study exhibit physiological properties. The probiotic identified from goat milk are Lactobacillus plantarum and Lactobacillus rhamnosus. And the probiotic cheese as a functional food, additional must have sensory properties that can be consumed as a quality food as the one of the most important food properties. Okay, the next slide. The both of the probiotic isolate as a functional property of a probiotic cheese. You can see slide A. Slide A describes intestinal philia of a rat under the in vivo study, consuming probiotic in form of pure probiotic isolate. And slide B, you look at intestinal philia of a rat under the in vivo study, consuming probiotic in form of cheese. And the slide C, intestinal philia of rat under the in vivo study, consuming a standard feed without probiotic. And we conclude the research that proves the probiotic can maintain philia health. The health intestinal philia indicates a healthy intestine. Okay. The characteristic of a probiotic as a functional food. Look at the figure. Figure 1 illustrates the change of cheese soft cheese pH stored for 4 weeks, and the illustrated at a 4 and with the 4 to 8 degrees Celsius. This clear highest pH is observed in cheese before and after 1 week ripening. It significantly affects from cheese ripen to 2 and 3 weeks. After that, the pH values start to increase the end of ripening. And the most quality of the functional food thinks of lactic acid bacteria account of cheese after ripening, before and after ripening. You saw the table. The total lactic acid bacteria cheese before and after 4 weeks ripening is higher, around 8 to 10 CFU per gram. Therefore, we conclude that cheese is a good media to maintain total lactic acid bacteria. And the kind of cheese is colostrum cheese. Colostrum cheese have the raw material composition. The table, you look at the different chemical composition of cow milk and colostrum, and the comparison to those national standard. A study by Setiawardani et al. 2020 at a journal Food Science and Technology reported that colostrum higher protein, solid non-fat, and lactose, and that dose of cow milk. The claim becomes a basis of different cheese characteristic produced from the 3 composition and treatment below. Okay, cheese made of 100% cow milk, 50% cow milk, and 50% colostrum, and the last 100% colostrum as a first factor, and then the treatment as a second factor is first without ripening as a fresh cheese, and the 2 is the 10-day ripening, and the third is 20-day ripening. Okay, you look at the illustration of cheese curdling. Cheese curdling, the different appearance of cheese made of different ratio or raw material. You look at the cheese made of 1%, 100% cholesterol is the most yellow. And whilst cheese made of the 1% comic is the whiteness. And the figure, so the next slide, you look at the effect of ripening on cheese appearance. The ripening, the longer and the longer ripening result, the more yellow and more solid the cheese becomes. It's due the ripening process when the cheese is stored or in cold storage is the process of way not doesn't not glow out perfectly, but the cheese pressing would take out more whey. Therefore, the cheese becomes drier and yellow. Okay. The next the next characteristic of a colostrum cheese is a pH value. The interesting of characteristic beside pH value is the color cheese. You look at the histogram, the end of 20-day ripening is made of different ratio of milk and colostrum undergoes in the increase of pH. It is because the activity of bacteria beside lactic acid bacteria and the potential is that a growth and the development during the ripening. The yeast use the peptide to increase pH. Okay, the color of colostrum measured by color index. The figure you look at the cheese made of 100% corn milk as the highest lightness all of the cheese. Lightness is affected by the color produced from the product. White color is the highest lightness measured by colorimeter. And the next yellowness is most characteristic of colostrum cheese. The yellow index of the cheese is opposite of white index. Cheese made 100% colostrum as the highest yellowness. All of the cheese. One of source of yellow color is the beta carotene, as you know, which is higher in the colostrum than milk. So let's the next slide. Microstructure of a cheese colostrum. The microstructure of cheese colostrum before ripening magnified 500 times. You look at the microstructure, the figure, so that the component as fat and water is removed for during the sample precision process. But the solid structure is the protein matrix, and the black cavity in the matrix are the eye pocket, and that previous filled with the sublime lipid cell and or a serum, or the formed water or gas from the alcohol as the result of the yeast fermentation. The last type of cheese is herb cheese. And you look at this product of herb cheese. This is several cheese from several treatment. Okay, the figure above. So the different color of the cheese made of additional herbal extract. Cheese A you look at is made of full cream cow without additional extract. But the cheese D is cheese made from milk plus Moningera leaf extract. And cheese F you look at the made from the low milk and 10% Sisyphus, 10% plus Sisyphus, 10% Moningera, and the last cheese ghee is made of the low fat plus Sisyphus leaf and Moringena leaf extract. Okay, herb is an additional ingredient in cheese. In cheese are Sisyphus mauritiana powder or Bidara powder, Moringa oleifera powder or Calor powder, Synobium polyanthum powder or Salam powder. The fresh leaf is dried at 50 degrees Celsius until 10 hours, then grinding to powder. The powder was mixed with the water solution with ratio 1 to 10 and homogenized and made into extract. The solution was filtered and incorporated of cheese making process before acidification process. And look at the table, the different of chemical composition of leaves. The moringa leaves, you look at the high protein and low fat, while the bidara and salam contain a similar level protein, gram per 100 gram in ingredient. Okay. The characteristic of herb cheese is a color herb cheese. You look at the interesting, in figure, the blue line show that the likeness level cheese across 9 treatment. It is similar. The white index in cheese B made of pure low fat milk. And the green line represent the yellow value. You can see that cheese is the yellowness. It's made of cheese plus the 3 herbal extract. And you look at the red line represent of the redness index. Here the value is 0 to negative. Therefore, the cheese doesn't have the red color. And the variable of the herb cheese measure total solid. The figure show that the highest total solid is observed on cheese made of full cream without additional herbal extract. Therefore, additional herbal extract didn't significantly affect total solid. However, the leaf extract affect the performance of leaf as acidifier due to antimicrobial and tannin properties in the leaf. As a result, it describes the process of acidification and protein coagulation in the cheese making. Protein loss during cheese pressing would flow into whey. And the last is my conclusion article. First, raw material and additional ingredient determine cheese characteristic. And the second, probiotic cheese maintain healthy intestinum, hence claimed as a functional food. And the third, colostrum produce cheese with the dominant yellow color. And the last, herbal leaf extract with the basic green color produce cheese with the varying of a green color. Okay, I think that's all my presentation today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ibu Triana. The time is exactly correct, 2:30. And then thank you for sharing information about cheese made from different materials. Maybe it can claim that herb cheese more healthier than conventional cheese because maybe low of fat. Then we can continue, ladies and gentlemen. Now we come to question and answer session. I like to have several questions from the participant, and then maybe you can type more to the chat box if you want to ask some question to the speakers, or you can raise hand. Then I will read first question from Janet to Professor Suyadi. Is the importance of genes that directly influence sex hormone the same as genes that influence reproductive organ, such as the matrix wall of ovaries? Professor Suyadi?
Yeah, okay, thank you for the question. Actually, I have answered directly in the chat, but in the chat, in the chat box. But it is also okay when I explain again about the genes, because genes very complex gene in the gonads, like in ovary or in testes. There are many genes. For example, I mentioned in the presentation about for example, the dysocias genes and the cystic ovarian gene. There are about more than 20 type of gene. That means actually each the specific cell, each the cell mechanism also show the specific gene and different genes. Yeah, that's the. But I think, yeah, it is easy to classify that in the reproduction mechanism, there are the main hormone, the main reproductive hormone. The main reproductive hormone actually can be classified or grouped into two. That is the protein peptides hormone and steroids, and also lipids hormone, for example. And this hormone can be divided into two influenced by genes. The peptides and protein hormone is encoded and controlled by DNA and also by RNA. And this expression now called as the RNA sequencing methods can be identified and characterized by the RNA. That is the we call as the transcriptomes. Yeah, that is the new method, the new generation that I show you all. The result of my of our results is about the similarity of the SNP or single nucleotide polymorphism between the high priority on merit pool to the pool candidate and the field. That is also the process of nowadays technique in the gene evaluation and marker searching. Thank you.
Okay. Prof. Suyadi, I'm just wondering about this. How much the proportion of genes expression to the performance production influence environment? So I mean like this: if pollution from the herd, and then how much the proportion of genes expression can control the environment influence?
Okay, thank you for this question. Classic dogma or classic theory said that about 30% maximum influenced by genetic, but not gene. Genetic and gene is quite differ, quite differ. Genetic, that means like the quantity of genetic and portion of genetic, like from the classification and grouping between genetic factor and other factor. But that is not in the term of the gene or marker or genetic. That is quite differ, quite differ. Because when we talk about the genetic factor, normally for the traits that the low heritability value, and normally we obey this one. Normally we leave this context. But actually, all the traits is controlled by the gene. Controlled by this. So that is very important. For example, to select the high reproductive traits, for example, from the gene. That is also very important, this one, but not the genetic portion. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Prof. Duyati.
Yeah.
And then question to Prof. Edi. Due to the genetic enhancement of local livestock, usually our local female cattle have a smaller body size than superior male. Does it not cause a problem when the female of our local livestock is made with a superior male? For example, do our local cattle females experience a hip fracture when the male climb the female, unless the marriage is carried out by artificial insemination? It is also possible that the fetus in the female's abdomen has become large in size. So a cesarean section is necessary. So, Prof. Edi?
Okay, thank you. Yeah, this question is from Dr. Muhammad
Soheh, yeah.
Muhammad Soheh. He is a classmate in Magister Science when I took the Magister Science in Bogor University. Yeah, Institut Pertanian Bogor.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pak Soheh, yeah, Mr. Soheh, Dr. Soheh. We have to remember there are step in the animal breeding, how to increase the genetic quality or increase productivity. We have to predict the breeding failure of the animal, and then if we have the breeding failure of the animal, we can select which is the animal having good performance. Yeah, the first is selection. How to select? I think many methods to select the animal. Yeah, and then the second step is mating the best and the best. The best from male and the best from female. Yeah, we can know that the local livestock, especially in female local livestock, is a small body size. So I think there's no problem. We made the local female and the local male. Yeah, it is the problem if the mating is conducted by the local female and the introduced male. Yeah, for example, the Madura cattle and Brahman cattle or Hereford cattle, because small and big body size. I think it's no problem if the mating between the best female and the best male with different size of the body size, yeah, because local livestock. Demikian, ya. Terima kasih. Thank you very much, Pak Soheh.
Okay, yeah. Prof. Edi, I have one question for you.
Okay.
Then, like this. You explained about the government policy to encounter the exploration of slaughtering. Then how to solve the problem according to government policy, because it sounds only write up on paper, but could not execute correctly. So how you think?
Okay, yeah, thank you. Yeah, 5 years I and team evaluate the development of animal in Central Java. In many areas, there are cases of slaughter of the productive, yeah,
Yeah.
co
Yeah.
or female. So that is sangat-sangat mengkhawatirkan, ya. Yeah. Nah, this is very pity. So all of the component, government, and then farmer, and then university staff should aware that the slaughter of the local animal productive should be prohibited. Yeah, because the population of the local animal or local livestock is very limited. So if the productive of animal is slaughtered, so the population is decline. This is should be awareness by the government on the other component, yeah, and the parties.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, okay. Thank you for the answer. And then for next question to Associate Professor Ibu Setiawardani, Ibu Triana, from Pak Muhammad Soheh lagi nih, Bu. Cheese is very nutritious. How do you make yogurt product according to the Indonesian tongue? Indonesian tongue, Banyumas, who like sweet, not bitter taste. How long is the maximum storage time for yogurt after processing? It's not stored in the fridge.
Okay, thank you for your question, Pak Soheh. I try to explain for the yogurt as prefer to consumer. You must have use starter percent starter at 5 to 10%, and you must the shorter incubation 5 hours. I think it's enough to result yogurt preference, I think. Okay, and the yogurt, I think around 2 until 3 weeks stored in refrigerator at 4 until 8 degrees, and yogurt must be kept in a closed container, I think. Okay, I think enough.
Okay, Pak Soheh,
Yes.
Itu Pak Soheh. Yeah. And any other question? You can raise hand.
From Siti Rahmawati,
Siti
Miss
Rahmawati.
Komsi.
Sebentar, ya. Ibu Siti Rahmawati, please you can ask directly.
The chat room.
Wait.
The chat room.
I look for Muhammad. Siti Rahmawati.
Above Muhammad Soheh.
Wait. Lisa Praharani or Siti Rahmawati?
Siti Rahmawati. Oh, it's privately, I think.
Oh, yeah, maybe, yeah, privately. Okay.
Okay, I answer it.
Yeah.
Is Komsi or not?
Okay. Yeah.
For this coagulation, I usually use animal rennet liquid form, and
Ibu Triana, please tell about the question. What is the question? Because we don't know the question. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
for cheese coagulation, we now renate in this research what the renate was used. I use animal renate liquid form. And the second, can you explain the describe of making herbal cheese and the stage of making herbal cheese? First, add herbal extract to milk, and the second, conduct acidification with the starter, and until the it creates a pH uh, 6.2 and incubate for 2 hours, and then add rennet and incubate again uh, 1 hours. After that, fill and press, and you can result soft cheese, I think. Okay, the what is are the result of the organoleptic test on herbal cheese and consumer preference? I answer that my research has the research is still ongoing, so that has not been done. Okay, thank you.
Okay, Ibu Siti Rahmawati. It has, and then I want to ask to Ibu Triana about the herb cheese, Bu. Yeah, the herb
Okay.
cheese. Maybe we know about jamu. Jamu is the herb drink. So it is can claim that herb cheese is more healthier than unherb cheese or fat cheese. Is it can claim more healthier? And then how about the fat content and then nutrition content? Compare that cheese, the both of cheese. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for Miss Komsi. I try to answer it. The herbal cheese made from the leaf extract, kelor, bidara, and salam. As you know, the leaf has the higher antioxidant.
Yeah.
But this advantage, three of all of leaf have the higher tannin and the and can be described
Yes.
to the making cheese process. So it's my research is still ongoing. Is the 3 years, and second years I research about the functional food where the cheese have use lower cholesterol. Okay, that is little the jamu.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I think.
And then
You and I use milk, low milk, and I compare to full milk. Okay, so the result of the research, I hope the new product have the low milk, healthy, and proves the lower cholesterol.
And then how about the smell, Bu? Because bidara is known as leaf for the crop, yes, for the dead people. Okay, you know, bidara smell is so. It has a characteristic smell. It's very smelly. And how about if the powder of bidara mixed with the ingredient for cheese? How about the smell?
And okay, the herbal cheese, as my research my research is leaf flower, I think, and leaf aroma.
Oh.
And then I think it's the second year research I have the additional to decrease the of flavor or of
Yeah.
taste, I think. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Ibu Triana. Any other question? We still have maybe 10 minutes to discuss. Maybe to Prof. Suyadi or Prof. Edi or Ibu Triana. We still have time for all participants. Oh, it still has one question from Lisa Praharani to Prof. Suyadi. Yeah, I missed this. The heritability of semen characteristic traits are fluctuate in different THI. Is there any reproductive traits in female dependent to THI as well? Prof. Suyadi.
Yeah, thank you very much for this question. Actually, the reproductive traits and reproductive performance very fluctuative according to the many factors. You know that the biggest factor influencing the reproductive trait or mechanism is the hormone. And we know that the hormone is very sensitive to the environment, treatment, environment, condition, situation, and so on. So the stress, for example, stress is also some other big factor or strong factor influence the hormone circulation, hormone secretion, and so on. So the change the hormone profile, change the hormone action, and so on, automatically can influence the reproductive performance. Okay.
Okay, thank you for the answer. Then maybe any other? Please, you can ask directly to the professor, to the expertise. Okay. Okay, if there is no question, I will continue to the last session. We finally come to the end part of this webinar. Before I close, I would like to take the conclusion from that speakers have presented. That first, from Prof. Suyadi, that accurate and simple technique for searching genetic marker that has close association with the reproductive performances is urgently needed. Because reproduction is the key factor in the breeding environment.